My name is Jenny Lambert. I'm the Public Engagement and Learning Manager for the Museum and Winter Gardens in Sunderland. So my role involves engaging communities and audiences with the collections and exhibitions at Sunderland Museum and Winter Gardens. That could involve working with anybody from under fives through to retired people. And we'll have a range of different activities that we offer dependent on the age and the experience or abilities of the people involved. So for example, for younger visitors, we have family activities like workshops and trails, backpacks and things to engage them. And then when it's older visitors, it might be things like talks and guided tours. So really we're here for everyone, and we just want to make our stories as exciting and engaging as possible.
What is the motivation behind what you do?
So really the motivation is that I really care about people and their experience of our attraction. I want to make sure that people feel safe. I want to make sure people feel welcome, and that we've thought about their needs, and that the things that we're offering are relevant, exciting and engaging for those audiences. There are a lot of barriers to people accessing what we do at the museum. That might be physical barriers, or it might be intellectual barriers. There's also things around poverty proofing that we're looking at addressing. So my role is to really be that interface between the public and the collections and exhibitions and programmes that we have here. So we aren't here because of us and what we want to do. It's about the public and the audiences all the time. So I got to this point on my journey, my career, through doing volunteering initially and finding out that I was interested in education work. It wasn't my background. I did a degree in environmental science because I wanted to work in conservation, working with plants and animals and sort of conserving them. But I found that education I had a natural flair for when I was working in a voluntary sector. So I applied for the role of Assistant Learning Officer here at the Museum of Winter Gardens, and I had enough experience from the voluntary sector and another job that I'd done to get the job, and then the rest is history. So I've stayed here, and I've been here for 24 years now. It's exciting and varied enough to keep me here. There's always changing exhibitions, new staff, new projects, and I just love the breadth of the collections. It means that every day is a school day. You get to find out new things, and it keeps it fresh and exciting.
Why are you doing what you do in Sunderland rather than anywhere else?
So the Museum of Winter Gardens is located obviously in Sunderland, and it is run and operated by Sunderland City Council. And the programme and the activities that I provide are supported by Sunderland Culture. So that means that we're very much focused on the Sunderland people and the community. So people who pay their council tax in Sunderland, and people who work in Sunderland, you know, our role is really to provide a really exciting offer for them. We are a regional visitor attraction, so we do attract people from outside of Sunderland, but we never forget that the people who are most important to us are the local residents and the services we can offer them. So the work that we do in the community includes working with different groups. One of the groups that I support is called the Celebrate Different Collective, which is young people aged 13 to 25 years. So they're Sunderland Culture's young arts leaders, but what working with those young people has meant is through a co-development process, they've said that what their needs are not being met in our programmes. So things like pride events that we've helped to coordinate. A lot of those young people are on the autism spectrum, and they find that those events are not suitable for them. So I'm really proud that we've been able to work alongside the Celebrate Different Collective and put on some neurodiverse and safe pride events in the last couple of years, and that's been a really exciting development, and it's meeting the needs of a group that weren't being met before.
How do you hope to make a difference to Sunderland?
So there's an exciting project coming up which will make a real big difference to Sunderland and the people who live and work here, and that is the museum redevelopment. So we're very fortunate to have been awarded some funding to work from the National Lottery Heritage Fund to develop a kind of bid to redevelop the galleries and the spaces in the museum. So we're aware that some of the galleries are quite tired, and some of the stories are no longer relevant to the audiences that we serve. So we're wanting to do lots of co-development work, bring out new stories from the collections, probably do some contemporary collecting as well with our visitors, and refresh the museum and make it a visitor attraction that can go forward into the future and be exciting for the people who live and work here. Okay, so in my role as Public Engagement and Learning Manager, I've had to kind of go through different steps to get on this to this level within the organisation. So what I started off with was being the Assistant Learning Officer. I was looking after the Winter Gardens and the Mowbray Park and doing programmes around the environment and wildlife, and that was really interesting, but I had the opportunity to apply for the manager's position. Shortly before that, I'd had a really amazing opportunity where I got to travel on a train from Sunderland to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, to relaunch the Mount Station Museum, and that meant that I was able to talk about that experience. I was able to kind of show that I had lots of skills that I wouldn't otherwise have had. I was able to develop sort of links with the community through the programme that we did around it, and so I think just that push and doing something that was over and above what I was required to do in my job gave me the skills and experience to become the manager of the programme. So since then I've done all sorts of amazing things. We've had things like the Leonardo da Vinci exhibition, which was one of our highlights. I've got to meet different people, I've got to travel across the UK and work with national partners. So it's been a brilliant role and I'm really lucky to have it. Growing, friendly, underestimated,